Welcome to Story Time. Tonight, we'll be unraveling the enigma of Whispering Pines, a tale set deep in a forest where the trees hold quiet secrets and the wind carries gentle whispers. Settle into your bed, close your eyes, and let the stillness of the night and the mystery of the pines guide you into a peaceful, dreamy sleep. Let go of the day and drift into the calm world of this story. In the heart of the forest, where the light of the moon barely filtered through the thick canopy of trees, there lay a place known only to a few, Whispering Pines. It was a secluded grove, nestled far beyond the familiar paths that most people dared to tread. The pines were ancient, towering above the forest floor, their branches thick with needles that seemed to murmur as the wind slipped through them, carrying with it the faintest sound of voices long forgotten. For as long as anyone could remember, Whispering Pines had been a place of mystery. Some said it was enchanted, others claimed it was haunted, but no one could quite explain the strange, peaceful presence that seemed to linger in the air. It was as though the trees themselves held memories, whispers of a time when the world was slower, when the worries of life seemed distant and small. One evening, just as the sun was setting and the sky was painted in soft hues of pink and gold, a traveler by the name of Samuel found himself at the edge of the forest. He had been walking for days, searching for a place where he could escape the demands of his busy life. The noise of the world had become too much, and he longed for quiet, for stillness, somewhere he could rest his mind and find peace. The path before him was narrow, winding its way deeper into the woods. Samuel paused for a moment, breathing in the cool, crisp air. The forest was quiet, save for the occasional rustle of leaves or the distant call of a bird. It was as though the world outside had vanished, leaving only the soft sounds of nature to keep him company. Without hesitation, Samuel stepped onto the path and began to walk. The further he went, the more the forest seemed to close in around him, the trees growing taller and denser with each step. The light of the setting sun faded, replaced by the soft glow of the moon as it rose into the sky, casting long shadows across the ground. After what felt like hours of walking, Samuel came upon a small clearing. In the center stood a single, massive pine tree, its branches reaching high into the night sky. The air was still, and yet, there was a faint sound, like a whisper, carried on the breeze. Samuel tilted his head, listening closely, but the words were too soft to understand. Drawn by the strange, soothing sound, Samuel approached the tree. He sat down at its base, resting his back against the rough bark. The ground beneath him was covered in a soft bed of pine needles, their scent fresh and clean. As he settled in, the whispers grew louder, though still faint, like the murmur of distant voices carried on the wind. The longer he sat there, the more the worries of the world seemed to fade away. The endless lists, the deadlines, the noise, all of it seemed so far away now, lost in the gentle rustling of the pines. Samuel closed his eyes, letting the sound wash over him. It was as if the trees were speaking to him, telling him of a time when life was simpler, when people moved with the rhythm of nature, not against it. He could feel the tension in his body slowly melting away, his muscles relaxing as he sank deeper into the soft earth. The wind stirred the branches above him, and the whispers became clearer. They weren't words, exactly, but a feeling, a sense of calm, of peace, of being connected to something far greater than himself. As he sat there, listening to the whispers, Samuel's mind began to drift. He imagined the lives of the people who had once walked these woods, long before the world had become so loud and busy. He could see them, moving quietly among the trees, their faces peaceful, their movements slow and deliberate. They had lived in harmony with the forest, understanding its rhythms, its secrets. In his mind's eye, the forest came alive with the memories of those who had come before him. He could see them now, the figures of the past, their forms blending with the shadows of the trees. They moved silently through the woods, their presence gentle, their steps light as they passed through the grove of whispering pines. The whispers seemed to grow louder, though they were still soft and soothing. It was as if the trees were sharing their ancient wisdom with him, their voices mingling with the wind to create a lullaby meant only for those who knew how to listen. Samuel felt himself growing drowsy, his eyelids growing heavier with each passing moment. The world around him seemed to blur as his thoughts grew more distant, his mind slowing down to match the gentle pace of the forest. The worries that had plagued him for so long seemed so small now, so insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Here, in the heart of Whispering Pines, time moved differently. There was no rush, no hurry, only the quiet, steady rhythm of the trees and the wind. As sleep began to claim him, Samuel felt a deep sense of peace settle over him. The whispers of the pines had soothed his mind, quieted his thoughts, and reminded him of the simple beauty of the world around him. It was as though the forest had taken his burdens and held them for him, allowing him to rest without the weight of the world on his shoulders. In the quiet of the night, beneath the towering pines, Samuel drifted off into a deep, restful sleep. The whispers continued to murmur softly, a gentle reminder that, in the end, all that mattered was the peace found in stillness, in nature, and in letting go. Thank you for listening to Storytime. I hope the Enigma of Whispering Pines has brought you the calm and tranquility you needed tonight. As you drift off into sleep, remember the gentle whispers of the pines and let them carry you into a peaceful, restful night. Sleep well, and until next time, good night.
Thanks for your time. Please subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell icon for more.